Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Sorry for the third video on this Abyssal Akeha karma topic, but what a slow-rolling train wreck this has been. Presentation on the part of the developers is so important in mobile games. This whole thing could have been a positive, assertive, if controversial announcement, but instead we just got a series of faceless communications that made the developers look shifty, incompetent, and out of touch by turns. Some people are awakening to the fact that this is not a crack team working on this game, but people who've been paying attention have known all year already. But anyway, this is the biggest jump in power creep since the addition of plus scores and subjugations, and the biggest jump in player side power creep since Awakenings, but you could make the argument that this is the biggest ever. It's so stupid to give everyone the best available buff. As I always say, I hate buffs that are ultimately just busywork to keep up with the Joneses. There's no real customization, it's just inflation across the board that everybody has to do. I don't feel like I'm using the system at this point, it feels like the system is using me. But I'm gonna try to take an optimistic stance here, and I am interested in seeing how well I can hack it in this new reality as a free-to-play. In all mobile games there are large jumps in power creep, and there are always people that quit the game at that announcement, and although I can't fault them for quitting then, there's usually other reasons boiling under the surface, it's a bit much to do so before even trying the system. I am always willing to try a new system and giving it a fair chance before quitting a game. I gave 7 stars in Brave Exvius a chance for a good 2-3 months before dropping that game, and I tried out Trust Stones and level 140 in War of the Visions before dropping that game. I want to be sure that I am dropping the game for the right reason before I do it. It may turn out that I enjoy a new system, and it would be a shame to miss it. Not that I will quit Nier Reincarnation whether I love or hate karma. It's always been about the story, and never about the gameplay for me. But I made some charts looking at the winners and losers of the karma update coming October 6th. This is not set in stone forever. As we get more costumes with karma capability, then these charts will shift. But we can look at these kind of early characters to sort of determine, as new characters get karma capability, like, what game modes we want to use them for. Alright, but first let's talk about PvE, subjugations, and fate boards, since they are not as affected as Arena. For subjugations, top priority are our main attackers. With faster cooldown, they will get weapon skills out faster, and so charge character skills faster. With this update, someone may finally be able to get the X grade, but I am more interested in seeing if plus scores will become possible on full auto. With fate boards, healers and other support characters get a great upgrade because they can get out healing more often. People were very disappointed at the Dark Memory healing upgrade in Karma Slot 3, but just replace that with cooldown haste and you have something arguably better. And then like Demas, he can get out his character skill more quickly, break the attack, buff the defense. And then Fio, all of the Dark Memory and then the Recollections of Dusk characters with the elemental resistance are very useful in fate boards. And the developers, they are saying that all characters that have karma will get the 30% cooldown haste on the 3rd karma slot. But I don't totally believe the developers. I will believe it when I see it in-game. I have a sneaking suspicion that certain characters are going to be left out of that, like some of the handout, Dark Memory or Recollections of Dusk. We'll have to wait and see until tomorrow. Oh, and I totally skipped a group. But under the subjugation's main attackers, the next priority will be like support characters, which you also use as sub-attackers. So all of these guys, they have like element buffs or element breaks, but you can also use them to do some damage and get you to knockdown. And then there are a lot of Recollections of Dusk characters here, so if you didn't have enough Karma Stones, to raise all of the Hatcher characters, you might have some for the Recollections of Dusk characters, which take different currency. Alright, here let's talk about PvP Arena, which is going to experience the biggest change with this cooldown haste addition. This is going to change Arena in a number of ways. But again, as more and more characters get the karma capability, things will even out a little bit. But I guess we'll just dive into the chart. Under winners, I put recent releases, obviously. These are like highly damaging attackers, or they are very fast. that were released after Karma, so they will pick up the 30% cooldown right away. On the losers column, I put semi-recent releases. Recent releases that were before the addition of Karma, so like Final Fantasy and Summer and then the last anniversary. Their viability at the top levels of Arena have dropped off a lot. And just after I perfect my Yuzuki there. Okay, going back to winners, all of the older collaboration characters that were part of the user survey should be able to get that 30% cooldown, so that raises their stock a lot suddenly. So we have A2, 2P, and 2B who are very strong in Arena near the launch of the game. Great again. And then on the loser side, I put agility snipers, but with a question mark. They should still be usable, and they should be able to still snipe. But the thing is that with cooldown coming out so much faster, there will be less time for agility snipers to work. And this is right after I perfect my Bloodless Demus. Okay, going back to the winner side, we have the Dark Memory characters. And then I'm picking up the characters that have some kind of damage buff on them. So Argo with the Bold Vigor, Griff with the Pursuit, and then Hina with the Bold Vigor. And then on the loser side, again with a question mark, I put tanky characters. I never thought that like a full tanky team was good for a defense party, but I think post-Karma it's going to be even worse. I've seen videos on Japanese Twitter of people getting out Abyssal Akeha's weapon skills before the character skills come out of the other team. And I've also seen like the second round of weapon skills from Abyssal Akeha coming out immediately after the companion. So even if you have a lot of defenses up, that's going to be a ton of damage coming at you very quickly, which is going to get through the defenses. But for an attacking party, still might be useful. I'll give that a try, maybe. Next in winners are Abyssal characters, which I had to wait until the update actually came to the game, which is part of the reason why I'm uploading this video. But we saw that all of the Abyssal characters, they got both the agility up and the cooldown haste. So that actually makes both the Girl Monster and Sun Moon characters interesting for Arena. As we can see in recent releases, there are a couple picks there from Sun Moon, and we got Udil here. The Girl Monster characters, they still have the cooldown disadvantage, even if you give them the buff. But suddenly, as agility snipers, they might be interesting, because they can have the 50% limited time agility buff from the start. And so it wouldn't take much effort to get them to 100% limited time, and then you could start working on their kind of permanent agility. But among the Girl Monster Abyssal characters, I think Griff here has the best chance of making it as an agility sniper, because he has the Bold Vigor. A lot of the other Abyssal characters have Caged Vigor, which does not work with agility snipers. And then the other reason why I wanted to re-upload this video was for the Dauntless skill on Noelle. I accidentally called it Defiance before. It's going to be tricky to get the timing right, but if you can get the Dauntless off by using the character skill, and then soak up a bunch of weapon skills from the enemy, and then fill your own weapon skills in the meantime, and then use those to take down the other guys, and then win, that can be a way to kind of survive in this new meta. I've seen some people make it work in previous seasons, but we'll see how it works in this season. I'm assuming that with faster filling weapon skills, it'll be easier to get out the character skill there. Okay, and then for losers, we have cooldown haste. That might sound strange, but this is like what we had before, which might give you like 5% more or 8% more. So like Final Fantasy Saryu, she can buff characters on your party with fire primary weapons to have 5% faster cooldown. Compared to the 30%, that's really not that much. If you're in a situation where you both have the 30% on most of your characters, then that extra 5, might help you out, but yeah, in these early days, that stock has really gone down. And then next to her, I have Debris, which give you a similar effect, or the second slot of the Karma ability, giving you 8%, I think. All of that is less useful comparatively to the 30% from the third Karma slot. And then going back to winners, we got some other kind of earlier characters. These characters are very good with defense-scaled damage builds, so maybe give them a try if you have the right equipment. Okay, so those are my early thoughts on the October 6th Karma upgrade. I will be trying some stuff out. I guess I'm gonna try Arena, see if I can get top 50 as usual. And then if I can square away a team or two of that, maybe I'll start looking at like my main attackers for subjugations. Maybe I'll take Leon and Sadhu to Karma 3, use them in Fate boards. I still have stuff to do there. So yeah, I do have some testing ahead of me. I have some stuff to do. But whether I enjoy it or not, or whether it's doable or not, that is to be determined. As we get more costumes, get the Karma capability unlocked, I wonder if I will cover them in videos or not. But I'll be thinking about them in the same ways as what I lay out here. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.